the men into the action as well for the first time. There's some big, large, thumping lads about to stomp this ground at Grammar Tech. The All Black Sevens against the Australia Sevens. These teams, it was 440 days since they last played, and in fact they last played each other in the final in Vancouver in March 2019. And it was New Zealand winning that title, taking out the Australian side on that occasion. Here's the Aussies: Lockie Anderson, Louis Holland, Hutchison, Longbottom, Maloof, Miller and Dietrich Roach, one of the new players in Coach Tim Walsh's arsenal. Interesting to see how this Australian side is stacking up after really finding some good form late in that series before the shutdown for New Zealand. Curry, Mickelson, Collier, Newstub, Webber and Morlea. None Isoturu and Clark on the bench. Will we get a chance to see them? I know they're going to have to look after a couple of those 15 stars coming into the game. Speaking of 15 stars, how's the referee, Salika Winiata, to control this match here on day one at Grammar Tech? And it's going to be Maurice Longbottom to get us underway in the first men's match of Trans-Tasman Sevens. Waiting for the benches to take their seats. They are playing some larger squads and some rolling subs if they so desire. Don't have to. Australia have chosen to strip 12 and will play basically traditional sevens rules today.
Well, he's the silent assassin, Maurice Longbottom. And he's one of those guys that just can punish you from anywhere.
It's about taking out the ref, so that's not the best start. Maurice Longbottom, so electric to watch as Australia hoist this high into the Auckland sun. It's knocked down by New Zealand, so Australia is going to get first possession, and they spin it across back into the middle, and the footwork of Longbottom straight away. Stands up, Molea goes straight through the middle. Here's Roach, one of the newbies. What a start for Australia. And now they look to clear. Holland, the veteran for the Aussies, spreading wide, and now coming back across for Australia. Miller goes to ground. And it'll be stolen back by New Zealand. Just a knock-on on the ground, but didn't we say it? The footwork and the electricity of Maurice Longbottom.
Well, Longbottom is just an exceptional player, and he stepped one of the best defenders that the New Zealanders have in Molea, and Molea was just chasing shadows after that. Just stepped him and burnt him, absolutely gassed him.
So New Zealand set the scrum just on their own side of halfway, and it's Newstub who goes for Morlea. He's got Webber with him, stepping back in one and getting rid of one, and now looking for the offload to Newstub. Oh, scooped up, but it went forward in the process. Ball was knocked on. Looked dangerous for a moment for Morlea, but Australia covered it well.
Terrific defence from Maloof. Have a look at him. There's the big man. He was in the scrum not that long ago, came across and made a desperate tackle, and it was a must tackle, because if Morlea had got clear there was green grass in front of him. How about that Nick Maloof?
Yeah.
He is a unit.
He's taken a bit of a knock too, I think, in making that tackle, because the Australian captain really becoming one of the quality leaders on the World Series. And it'll be Longbottom to feed the scrum for Australia. No score yet between the Aussie and the New Zealand men. Longbottom comes around the short side for Australia. But the penalty straight in from the side as Miller had gone to ground. Hear the chatter among these teams. All the fans who've come in are so close to the action too. They're dotted all around this Grammar Tech field. Newstub has Morlea, but instead goes for Mickelson, the co-captain. Webber. Here's a move from New Zealand as Webber tries to get around the outside, and Ware's got space down the short side, or down the wing, I should say. Gets rid of one, taken just over the 22. Mickelson looks to spread for Newstub. Newstub's got Morlea. Mickelson points the way. There's a bit of space there for Newstub. Can't find Morlea, and Curry can't keep it in field. So it breaks down for New Zealand, a promising attack that swept side to side, but the connection's not quite there.
Terrific run by Regan Ware down that right-hand side. It's the first time he's touched the ball, and his ability to break out of tackles. It was a lovely, well-worked move that got them well and truly over the advantage line, and then Newstub was looking for the cup from Malea, and Malea was staying where he was. So
I love Scott Curry trying to argue that point that it hadn't gone out, keeping the refs and the ARs on their toes, getting them ready for the Olympics as well. All of the Olympic referees here. Longbottom to throw for Maloof in the middle. Challenged by Curry, but Maloof does well. Here's Holland. Australia spread. Miller And now Roach, he's got good feet too. We saw him at World Schools a few years ago as well. The ball back in field, great support from Holland, up over halfway for Australia. Long bottom. Little short ball this time for Anderson. And a penalty for Australia. Trying to bust down field. Almost catching the New Zealanders napping. They had to come across and make a last-minute tackle, and they'll get the penalty too. Australia just held on too long. The support wasn't there. Used to throw for New Zealand, and this one's pinched away by Maloof, getting in front of Curry. Good work from the Aussie captain on the New Zealand opposite. Here's Lockie Miller, and now Holland trying to link up with Roach, who does well to scramble back. We're looking to get over this, stolen for New Zealand. Great work, Regan Ware. And it's there now for Molia and Webber. Newstub, he's got Curry outside him, holds up the pass though. And they'll just look to reset here as Curry's driven into the ground, and a good tackle. Penalty comes New Zealand's way. So still a stalemate at the moment. New Zealand trying to play at pace. Webber, Mickelson wrapped around him, but Webber goes back up through the middle. And now the hands there for Newstub. Bit of pace for Curry on the outside, slipping. And now opening up for New Zealand. Chasing hard down the line. Dylan Collier over in the far corner, and finally the stalemate is broken. It finally opens up for New Zealand, and Dylan Collier scores on the stroke of half time.
7 seconds before the end of the half, and this is where they punish you, New Zealand, is that you think you can hold them to 0 till the break, but then just one mistake, and it's Curry that's actually able to get on the outside and then looks for the support. Here it is, stepping on the inside. He brings in 2 defenders, and that's what releases Dylan Collier. And he's one of the great finishers as well in the game of sevens. And he's in to score. Lockie Anderson making a couple of errors that led to penalties and also led to New Zealand getting that advantage and going in to score the first try of the match.
Right on the stroke of half time. And it's Newstub to try and add the extras for New Zealand, and does so. Good conversion by Andrew Newstub, and New Zealand rather score right on the break. Dylan Collier with the try, 7 points to 0. It's New Zealand leading Australia 7 points to 0 as we get back underway in this second half. And it's Amanaki Nicole, tall figure, onto the field, and 15 for the Kiwis, and batting that ball back. So good on the restart, but New Zealand lose it, and away goes Longbottom. In and out, Webber's going to have to chase Mickelson. Can he keep up with the footwork of Longbottom? There's a little bit. Webber slips off him. He's still got it. Longbottom, and a penalty too. Tackle was dangerous, I think. Took a bit of a shot, but again, that footwork is so clever. Maurice Longbottom.
That's why he's nicknamed the Silent Assassin. Because out there, he can hurt you and you wouldn't even know where he is. He's a sniper. Real chance here for Australia. They need to capitalise.
Here goes Holland, and then through the hands, Maloof, the captain, trying to use his power to bust through the New Zealand defence, taken down about 15 odd metres from the line. Holland has got Longbottom again. Longbottom, Roach is with him, chips a little kick ahead. Mickelson should have this covered, and he does. It's a little bit of a awkward fumble of a put down, but referee Winiata is happy that he did do just that. He did force it.
Bet he'd love to have that moment back again, Longbottom. Not sure that was the right option. Boy, it's so hard to play against New Zealand, and when you've got possession, you don't give it back to them.
Newstub sends this restart high. It's an athletic leap from Maloof as Miller tidies up for Australia, but they're back down inside their own territory again now. New Zealand looking to put some pressure on. Australia come away again through Longbottom. Oh, Holland is stitched up, stationed in the middle as Mickelson came in on him, and now the loose ball is scooped up by Amanaki Nicole, and too much pressure from New Zealand. Forced the errors, Nicole in under the sticks.
Great impact. Nicole involved in the kickoff right at the start of the second half, and there it's the old veteran Tim Mickelson. He came running in from Pukekohe, which is a couple of suburbs away from here, to make the tackle on Holland, and then it was just error. Right place, right time. New Zealand score their second.
And penalty goes New Zealand's way as Kuroi sets off downfield. He needs a little bit of support, finds it in the form of Tony Nyashu, who's onto the field for New Zealand. Another who's been in such strong form. Koroi can't link up this time, though, for New Zealand as it just breaks down. A couple of promising, enterprising plays from both teams. In fact, all four teams have just broken down. Some of the connections not there.
And great to see the pace of Nyashu coming on as well. And what a moment with Caleb Clark, the All Black winger, given a boarding pass, and he can't wait to get out there. Mouthguard in. Here he is. Welcome to the Sevens world.
It's so great that Caleb Clark has made this commitment. Always wanted to come back. World changed. Played 5 tests for the All Blacks last year, and now back in the Sevens setup. Difficult season with the Blues. It's fair to say he got well looked after, but don't give him too much room, Australia. And he is looking fit and firing. He's first of all going to have to work on defence. Let's see what Australia have got. Here's Roach, and it's going to be Clark who's going to shepherd him towards the sideline. Does well, and then just ragdolls Roach over the side. Good first foray back into sevens for Caleb Clark.
Lovely. Showed him the sideline, used the sideline as an extra defender, and knew that he had the pace to actually drive him into the turf and over the touchline. That's a nice start for the young man.
He's an Aucklander, now living back down in Tauranga for the next wee while during the Sevens campaign, about 2 hours south of here, 2.5. Now, Aussie viewers is where the New Zealand Sevens teams are based. Here's Joas for New Zealand. Now Koroi. Oh, intercepted. And now away, and it is the big man folk. Koroi is chasing, tries to put on a little bit of footwork, weaving his way towards the try line. Pamafo is going to get Australia back into this one on the intercept.
Immediate impact. We spoke about what a great athlete he is. And to have him off the bench while he read that book like it was yesterday's newspaper, up in the line, the Australians, the New Zealanders looking to try and go wide from the line out. And Palmer Foe said, thank you so much. Got the speed wobbles a little bit there, Rick. About 50 out to go, but knew that he had the pace to get to the corner. Terrific response, Australia.
He's just walking in front of us now and is a seriously large man. Palmer Foe, welcome back to Sevens. Auckland born, of course, and he's got his team back into this one.
And his teammate Dylan Peach is back here. He was watching him go. He was enjoying it.
Away you go, mate.
Exactly.
It's a little bit soft underfoot here too. The weather this week has been all over the shop in Auckland. There's a little bit, because there was no knock on from the Aussies' way, and now it is getting very open and very loose. And here's some footwork from Peach straight up the middle. Nashu chases on. The ankle tap is great from Tony Nashu. Still there for Australia though. Longbottom looking for some support. Roach wide. He's got Clark coming across one-on-one. Tries to chop back in field. Big hit from Clark. Bounces off that. Ball still there for Australia as they look to score late in the match. Turner. And now Lawson, Nathan Lawson on debut for Australia. One of the new big men they're trying to get into this side. Good hands down low. The Aussies keeping it alive. Longbottom. And now smashed in the middle. Australia through Dunbar. The kids in the crowd trying to roar the Kiwis on. The little stab ahead might be their thing to finish it in the end, as Nanai Satura will clear it out over the side. And 17.5 minutes in, there are some pretty tired bodies already, but it is New Zealand who take it out over Australia. 14 points to 5. Tries to Dylan Collier and Amanaki Nicole for New Zealand. Pamafo getting one back for Australia as well.